Okay, today we're doing a video on painting the eyelashes, and for the lashes and brows I have my own little palette that I use, and the colors that I keep on there are the brown earth, the burnt sienna, this is an off-white, raw sienna, and black. And then from there I mix the colors as I need them, depending on what colors I'm doing the lashes and brows. So for now I'm going to add the brown earth in two different spots here. I'm going to make a dark brown and a light brown by mixing the black. So there's my dark brown. Takes a little less for the light brown. You have to kind of add water to them as you go to moisten them up a little bit. And then I'm going to transfer just a little bit of this over here, and I'm going to add some of the raw sienna to it, and this would be used for more blonde colors, for a blonde doll. Just make it a little lighter. And then if you were doing a redhead, you could add a little more, add some of this burnt sienna to the brown to make it more red. And then for a real blonde, if you want to do some highlights or something, I use the off-white and the yellow, the raw sienna, and that gives you some blonde for highlights. And then I like to use what is called Flow Medium. This is the bottle, and I just put a little bit beside the paint so I can add it as I need it. Those will be the colors I'm using today, so I just want to put a little on the side. And then we're ready to paint lashes. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do for the lashes is I'm going to take a little bit of the Flow Medium and mix it in with my brown. I'm using the regular brown, not the light. We're going to do her kind of a medium tone lashes and kind of just draw a real soft line where they're going to be. Lashes are tricky, and a lot of times you have to take them off and start over if you want real nice fine lines. And we use an 18-aught brush for this. It's a script liner because it does real fine lines. And just start pulling real softly some little lashes out, and we'll just continue to add to them as we go. You want to clean your brush so it doesn't get too thick on them. Okay, I'm going to go back over this again. And you can do these as dark or as light as you want them, depending on what color you're trying to achieve. So now I'm going to add a little bit of the darker brown on top of that. Just keep gradually adding a little more as it dries. Make sure you clean your brush up every time that you dip so that it doesn't get too much paint on it, because then it just kind of globs up. And that's about as dark as I want them. For the lower lashes, you usually don't make them quite as dark as the upper. Unless you're doing a doll with real dark hair. And I'm going to kind of add to that original line to define them some. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do to those just now, and I'm going to start on the upper lashes, and then we'll probably add a little more dark to them as we go along. So now I'm going to take black and start down in the corner. Not wet enough. I'm just going to kind of lightly put them in. And then right over the eye, you want to add a darker edge to the upper lid, the crease, I guess you would call it. And we're going to keep adding more. This is where a toothpick comes in really handy. If you get too much, you can go back and take some of it off. Keep adding a little right over the eye to the crease. And I'm going to go over here, get that one started. It's just a matter kind of building up your color. I'll put a little crease up here. And just keep going over it until you get them where you want them as far as, you know, the depth of color. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of this black down here in the, just the ones in the corner more or less, just to kind of blend the colors. I'll do the same on this side. Alright, I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm going to get a little bit of this up above the crease off. Dry it off just a little bit. Now we're going to add just a few lashes over the crease line, and I'll use the light brown on that first, and I'll add more color. That didn't go well. This is what I mean by having a toothpick handy. Let's try this again. Just want a few little lashes to go above the crease. Most people like to have long lashes on their dolls, so it's always good to put a few longer ones. Gonna kind of turn her upside down here and pull some up. And then we're going to add a few darker ones. More intensity in there. Okay. Sometimes it helps to turn her upside down and every which way to get, you know, comfortable with how you want them to look. Kind of like the shape of the eyes, you have to turn them upside down sometimes. That's about all I want to add to the top. And then I want to do a little bit of shading. If I can find a brush. Just over where we darkened the crease in the eye, we're going to add a little bit of light brown.
What kind of brush?
Well, actually, I usually use a cat's tongue, but I don't have one right here, so cat's tongue works good. Just darken this little area where the lashes and the crease are. And I also add just a little bit to these lower lashes. I have to go back to this brush. And I think I'm going to put just a little more in the corner here so I don't have that gap. And that pretty well takes care of her eyelashes. I do want to go back and, because I can see now that the pink underneath her eyes, the eyelid, needs to be a little bit darker. So for that I usually use a mixture of purple madder and moss green. Just for here's a little picture of what I mixed here. And I'm going to take just a little bit of that and go back along her lower lid. Do the little corners. And that should do it.